little worried for VP on his post plant because they plant kind of in the site and the pit guy can't really get to the bomb without exposing himself. But it didn't matter because VP takes out FaZe easily.
What if the Krieg was $4,000?
I mean, I'm okay
Seriously?
with that. Yeah, I'm okay with it. I mean, if you don't make any changes to it, but make, as you said, James, like a cost investment, like it's like a real big investment from an economic standpoint. Could be a thing. I think there's many different solutions which I'd be okay with. I just want less incidence of the Krieg or less efficacy in every scenario.
I think they still have to nerf the bullet accuracy. Seems like the first 4 bullets is just laser beam every single time.
So FaZe passive once again, and you know, as we've covered, this really passive style hasn't helped them too much so far. It's put them in spots where they have to gamble or make information plays, which haven't so far gone their way whatsoever. Nice kill through the smoke. Nico trying to punish the traitors. Byron is successful. And I was about to say, PHR is lurking up top banana. He's going to win the battle there. Brokey just sitting behind the sandbags, completely isolated from his teammate. And that's not worked out for him whatsoever. So VP take control of the map once again. No vision on top mids. No vision on banana for FaZe. Once again, they have to guess. And they will guess B. Oh, sorry, actually not even guessing B. This has got a 2-2 split, so let's see what coldzera can do.
It's a quick shot from him. Nico will swing with a flashbang. There's a transfer looking for the 3rd season by the Coffins. coldzera will be happy with that Molotov. It'll give him an easy angle to hold. FaZe runs into it, he knows he has to take him out. Can't. And finally, we've got a first round on the board for FaZe Clan. Snatchy of almost 15k will have no issue buying in this round, neither will the rest of Virtus.Pro. But on the other hand, FaZe may struggle in this round despite having won the round.
I think Nico kind of scratched the surface on how to kind of tackle against VP's offense is attack when they're attacking, because there's a lot of movement by VP. They're tossing nades, they're running maybe through a choke point a lot of times. So you saw Nico though just like kind of pop flash and this wide swing as they're moving up on the B bomb site. So I think that's the way to beat VP.
FaZe big on guns, also big on utility, but coldzera is happy with the AWP, and indeed Olafmeister will continue sniping as well. Holding towards lane at present. Always nice when you've got an AWP on short in that late round when you don't have that top mid information. You'll often see them creeping up, feel more confident doing it in the short position than in the arch area. Very well placed HE grenade. No snatchies creeping somewhere. Only needs half a chance. Very well timed set of grenades there from Nico. Spread out. Making a nuisance of himself. Veggie creeping in boiler. Virtus.Pro in a 4 versus 5.
So they have a lot of options here. Again, FaZe are pretty passive. They don't have top banana. So and they did have a look into, I think Nico just checked top mids, but he doesn't really have the ability to hold it. So these nades. Oh, actually he's going to push as that smoke hits Arch. He's going to get a pick as well. No one's really ready for that push. He's holding the position. Gets another dink here. Lots of damage done by Nico this round. And VP have Arch side. They've got 20 seconds. They've committed to A, and FaZe know it. They begin the rotation down banana. Frayne in a very strong position, as is Olafmeister. Doesn't look possible if for Virtus.Pro. Lost too much.
It's a nice bait set up from FaZe. Inviting them into the AWP. Inviting Virtus.Pro, that is. And things start to get rough now. Have FaZe solved the puzzle? There's still plenty of money here for Virtus.Pro. But indeed, they ran out of options. The door started to close late on in that round. coldzera's had some nice picks towards B and A. And he's only one of 2 snipers, so how on earth do Virtus.Pro deal with that? They're going to have to use these flashbangs wisely. Most of the players coming up spawn, interestingly, focus on the HE grenades rather than the second flashbang. They generally occupy the same slot. Snack's moving up now. coldzera knows he's missed his opportunity. Doesn't scope in as he moves away. Might have got sprayed down. You can see VP checking that smoke. Well, they've taken Banana. At this point, Virtus.Pro have one flashbang. Let's not forget, they prioritize the HEs over the second flash. So with one flashbang, how are they going to take a site? Or even angles, especially when Cold Zero starts to creep once again. There's a pop flash from the CT side from the Coffins for Brokey to pop forward and retake the Banana position. The incendiary goes down to isolate the CT. Brokey still alive for now, but Cold Zero can't quite save him.
Yeah, I like this, just being really active. And in the meantime, you know, they are provoking a reaction from Virtus.Pro to keep fighting, and that's given them also the ability to cheat a player over to the B-bomb sites because they got that information.
There's no more flashbangs.
Nico's there to help Cold Zero. They've already got 2 picks, so it's going to be pretty difficult. Okay, well, they're going to force him out with the Molotov. That's Nico dead. That's a really big one. But can they take down Cold Zero? At the back of the bomb site by New Box. Another great shot off the AWP from him. And it's going to be very difficult now to stop him because he's got his teammates coming in for assistance. He just has to buy more time. Has he done enough? That's the question. Oh, the spray is very good from Rain, but it won't get the kill. Might be a chance to plant now. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Okay, well, that might be the rounds. How does Snatchy do this? He puts no nades. Let's go for the kill here. This is so impossible, isn't it? Oh dear, that smoke's gonna go away, and well played to FaZe. Well played to Cold.
Cold Zero turning it up, leading the team with the top frags, but early and very important picks, and then staying alive. Making him come to the off angle, get an extra kill off of that.
I think FaZe are defending the B-bomb site easier a lot of the time there when Nico doesn't go down, because again, Virtus.Pro, they came out of spawn with like 4 flashbangs. They had no flashes to take the site, which is why they were so jerky at the front. If Nico doesn't get stuck in that Molotov, then I think FaZe have a better defense before that rotation comes in from Rain. So yeah, definitely, unless they had a specific plan for those HEs or something, that was very noticeable for me in the utility. They have a lot more flashbangs this time, so I think they realized their error. That's an interesting calculation, especially from at Black Inferno. How many players carry the double flash? Some kind of analysis of what the average flashes is for a take of either site. Tiny shadow advantage there for Olof with the slow peek from Veggie. Rain will follow up and fall off the balcony. 2 kills that Virtus.Pro are unable to respond to. No swing from the apartment, and then there were 2. PHR with the CZ, and we ride with Snacks with his Krieg, just waiting for a peek. But Olofmeister need not move. They don't really have any conceded position that they're uncomfortable with right now, FaZe. Got Brokey on Speedway in case Cold needs some help. Sorry, Nico. Cold is on B. 30 seconds for Virtus.Pro. Well, PHR's picks up an AWP, so maybe they will hold on to these guns, otherwise they would be throwing good money after bad.
FaZe are doing better now, and they're not going too aggressive, but they are contesting. They're contesting positions better, and the AWPs have made a big difference there. It seems that VP are kind of running into the crosshairs a lot without the necessary flashbangs and so on and so forth. And I think a good adjustment for them could just be to try to go for a set piece. Try to go for, win a default, go for a set piece. Because there we saw them after getting top mids, because they're getting top mid and they're getting banana, but they're after getting top mid, they just kind of try to walk up lane. And then they just gave away 2 1v1s against an AWP and Rain on balcony, so not the ideal way to do it.
Yeah, the AWPs are being a big problem for VP right now, and so these slow kind of defaults, they might have to change it up a little bit with something more explosive. But FaZe, you got Brocky pushed down in the banana. Oh, Snacks.
Why does Nico not have a gun? Oh, decided to leave spawn now? How nice of him.
Must have dropped somebody and forgot to pick his gun up or something along those lines. Virtus.Pro with the 5 versus 4. Brokey too close to the smoke. He was heard rather than seen. This is how you pop flash very easy. Stand at coffins, aim at the top of the aerial, top middle or top right. Either one is fine. Didn't quite work out there, but for those of you at home, that's how you make a pop flash play with your teammates. Again, there's no flashbangs left. Cold0 will create some space for himself, but it'll be hard for him to activate this AWP now. Hiding behind the pillar as they try to encroach on his position. There are flashes coming in from CT Spawn though, which are giving him more chances. Close to the flick, but not quite. Man advantage for Virtus.Pro. They look to plant the bomb at the back of the A-bomb site, B-bomb site.
Ooh, it's lots of damage on that nade. Perfect landing. Well, an AWP on the retake. Might be awkward. Rain, he's got a smoke. He can try to smoke Banana off. That's usually what this smoke will be used for. But maybe he doesn't know it. It's hard to say. He hasn't tossed it yet. That's a nice pick for Olofmeister, but it doesn't seem like they can really push any further. At least Olofmeister will force Veggie to die on the bomb site.
Good round one by VP, but I liked what Cold was doing. I remember him from the Luminosity days on Cobble. He'd all in the back of B a lot. And the thing that I noticed a lot is his smoking. As he's offing, he always had a smoke. And as soon as he has a kill and whatnot, he'll toss out a smoke and kind of maneuver around that smoke. And I thought it was like that thing always kind of stuck with me.
It stalls so much as well because people are like, is he gonna make a play with the smoke, or is he gonna
just hide and wait for his teammates and stuff like that? And
what angles are safe now for us?
Very strong move, and it's a lot of patience for an AWPer to not re-peek the same angle, or I got to keep getting kills, I got to keep re-peeking, stuff like that.
Indeed. Nico's push down second mid. You don't often see this kind of a push, I must say. And he's got quite a good pace. I'm not sure if it'll be fast enough, given the VP on top mid now with that kill, and that should surely speed things up. They'll go through the smoke in mid, and that means Nico... Oh, the bomb, I think. Did he spot the bomb? Was he spotted? I'm not sure. I don't think he was. Nice kill from Olofmeister, and that bomb will make its way through the balcony. And the T-Sab pit and side control. This is going to be an interesting one now. It's going to be up to the likes of Snatchy, I would imagine, with that AWP to really help his teammates out here, because overwhelming numbers, lots of flashbangs. Oh, he misses the flick shot. This is a tough one now.
That was a meaty head, HE, and there's another one. Just flashes left for FaZe, just flashes and rifles. Snacks now on the site will get taken out. 4 players survive for FaZe. They are making quite the comeback after a very bumpy start on Inferno. They make it to 5. They close the gap to 3, and they could close it to 1 if they can keep this up. They've won 5 of the last 6 rounds. Much success being had now by FaZe Clan. Olofmeister's got cracking with AWP as well, which is great to see. He was 0-5 earlier on. Now he's 8 for 6, so he has most certainly warmed up at this point.
Good point, James. Bud pointed out too, he started off 0-5. Once Olaf started getting kills, FaZe started winning. Is it a coincidence? I don't know.
VP, they've actually gone for a half buy. I actually thought they'd full buy. They all had about 4k. Obviously, it would have been wouldn't have been ideal, but they could have got rifles out. They with the bomb plant, with the loss bonus, they'd have another buy in the following round. But they go for the half buy. It's working out, lining up for Nico, and he will take them down easily. Not taking any points of damage yet. And in fact, it's just going to happen once again. So that's a simple one, it seems, for FaZe to deal with, and Virtus.Pro.
That's why you get your teams to flash for you, and you don't flash for yourself. People at home. I hate all these videos. It's like, this is how you flash yourself around the corner. No, flash your teammates.
P90.
It's a good mentality to have, James.
What skin is it?
It encourages teamwork.
Show it to us, Veggie.
Oh, what is that?
I don't know what skin that is. It's not Death by Kitty, that's all I know.
No, it's someone that looks like the one that's on knives as well, which is really ugly. I like charcoaly.
Blends in.
Death by Kitty is a must. Death by Kitty, Gold FAMAS, Blood in the Water Scalp. These are all compulsory choices, okay?
Wait, there's a new P90 now, though. The ECS 20 year. That's the one you should get
Yeah,
now.
but what is it? What does it say on it?
It has the old menu logo from CS betas.
Ooh.
You know, when the 2 CT guys on there?
Oh yeah, nah. No.
Nah.
Death by Kitty, man. It's like Hello Kitty on steroids. You need that in your life.
What about the orb?
There's a Death
The
by
pork.
Puppy or something now.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Orb, but
Oh, that's the orb, right?
I have a hot rod, so with my iBow Power Hollow on it, I have to flex.
I want
Sliggy's running that though. He's using that orb, I think.
the orb with the puppies on it. Coldzera, his shenanigans have been spotted this time around. He's been making those plays pretty consistently. That has been helping them secure Banana and B and made VP a bit more afraid of this area, but they will look to remedy that with a quick push. And it's a 2-3 setup for FaZe now. FaZe need that top mid info. They have it right now, but this is the timing you'd expect to see VP taking top mid away. They have not left anyone in Banana though. And interestingly, FaZe are rotating 1 to B. And that is kind of a gamble. Again, they have no information right now, except that top mid control. So they're reading that as VP setting up for a set piece. But VP just slowed the pace down, and it seems to have tricked FaZe. FaZe are reading it still as a B play. Here comes the top mid take. FaZe need to take top Banana, or they have to full rotate out B net right now. And they are choosing the latter.
One runs away, one walks in place. They fake the sounds of falling back and head straight back to the balcony once again. A 5-man push into the A bomb site. Nico's gonna thin those numbers out though. Olofmeister would like to as well, but he will be sprayed down in the smoke by a P90 with a grotesque skin to boot.
Excuse me.
Out of the way, please. Vino plant is a good one as well, but they will go for the safest plant with cover from most places, if not everywhere. Coldzera starts to creep. It's the last round of the first half. They've got to go for it.
A tough one. Taking their time. They need Brokey to get into position. Brokey will swing around the corner and meet the AWP. And he's got a free one, but he's got very low HP, and that's not going to help. He almost killed himself with that.
That is wall bangable. We saw NBK get a headshot through there once, but Coldzera went on this occasion. It will be 9 rounds from Virtus.Pro. Great start, a slow finish for them, but it leads that they could potentially convert after the break.
Up your game. 128 servers for the smoothest, most responsive gaming experience ever. Ensure you game seamlessly with our state-of-the-art Face It anti-cheat. Track your progress with advanced stats within your community, country, or region. This is the true ranked experience. Sign up now at faceit.com.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Virtus.Pro move to the CT side with 9 rounds on the board. Took FaZe a while to adjust, to warm up, to get their heads in the server, but once they did, only 2 more rounds were won by Virtus.Pro, including the last one. The odds have changed for map 1. Virtus.Pro now 2.11. Big exchange on Banana. Snack will try to hold his position, but look at the headshots from FaZe. They will abuse their numbers, abuse the high capacity of the Glocks. Jump past the smoke. Set up, Benji spotted on Banana. He may be as yet undetected, but soon to be detected.
Well, VP not having a good time here, are they? Looking like Veggie is not long for this world as he creeps forwards, surely into his own demise. Oh, he's giving it a go. He's giving it a go. Giving the old college try. But he will be expelled. And Virtus.Pro. We're going to see a force buy here. I would like to see a force buy.
I think this is one of the maps that it's really easy to have a force buy on CT. A lot of angles, a lot of close up, personal. You see the white of their eyes.
The thing too as well is that like if you just full save it to the next round, you don't even have enough money in the next round for the full buy, which you, for Inferno. So I like this.
Only one person. I don't get that. Maybe that was a miscount.
Like it. Okay, when I say ooh, not really an ooh, is it? It's like everyone's got wrecked. I thought it looked promising, but no.
So it's promising for FaZe.
Yeah.
What's with the biased commentary, Dan? You're gonna get pressed on
It's
HLTV.
the underdog story, James. It's the underdog story. They bought a few nades. It's like MacGyver, you know. Got some lints,
Got some links.
paper
An
clip,
elastic band.
elastic band, and
Some
it's
broken
like,
twigs.
whoa, he's taken down the
He's
government.
furnished himself a helicopter.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm half Polish. It's a little fun fact. Well, I got a little bias towards VP, but just a little bit.
James, stop dropping your phone on the floor.
And you're almond.
Having a discussion with Stiko about what if the Krieg was $4,000. I think he was offended by the suggestion. But just watching some of the frags in that first half, it's just kind of ridiculous. It just looks too easy. It's too powerful. You must pay an appropriate price for the power.
There is, I do believe in the eye test to a certain degree in that sense, why you're saying it looks too easy. If we look at the orgs before, it also was the case where before the last nerf of the orgs, it was a bit ridiculous how easy it was. Just pull down a little bit, scoped in, just basically no skill in the recoil adjustments.
I wouldn't mind it being as is, at least as a test if you know, it has an appropriate cost for it. It should be a penalty for being able to wield such power. Snatchy trying to defend the A bomb site, but he will be outmaneuvered by FaZe Clan, putting themselves in a position to win, and Snax is left on the B bomb site. I think he dropped a banana smoke to suggest that he was saving on B.
I will take away the scope. Too much. I don't like scope rifles.
I think I mentioned this before. Or did I suggest that? Did you? I can't remember.
I said the scope should fall off after the first kill.
The first kill was often enough, though.
Nah, I mean obviously I was joking, but I think that the scope is part of it. It's like the org has a scope. It's kind of just part of what makes the gun. That's the point for me. Is like the utility of the scope gives you access to angles and positions that you otherwise wouldn't be able to play as confidently with an M4 or an AK, respectively. But
Should they be that confident? Though?
but it shouldn't.
So.
But it shouldn't also be the best rifle in every other situation, because that's the problem. It's the best gun in every other situation as well. You can't be the best in everything, because then you have no choice. The game is taking away choice. It's like, we can have these options, but here's this option that's 10 times better than all these other options.
So
Why would you ever pick any of those options?
So maybe if you want to be more, since they have a scope, it's kind of like, you know, op spots or scout spots, whatever, be semi-automatic instead of fully automatic.
Maybe that's... Oh, wait, no, you can put stickers on the scope. So the scope's not going to go anywhere. Well, you can still disable it. Which will be weird.
I'm sure they could have something else in the game if they take away the scope.
Yeah, because I think like it's still accurate, it still has a higher armor penetration, you can still shred with it. So there's an argument for it to cost more than an AK and to still buy it.
$50 or more.
It
Yeah,
needs to
I
be
mean-
that needs to be changed for sure. Make it $4,000, man.
I mean, if you don't change it in its current iteration, and it costs like 4,000, people will still buy it, but it will definitely be bought a lot less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, from that perspective, you know, that does solve the usage issue.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
You're putting your own economy at risk to give yourself an advantage. So you balance the number of them in that respect. And there's also like a proper decision to be made by the T side, not just like, let's just shred the Ts, the CTs.
yeah, it's. I mean, I can get on board with testing that because you would, as you say, like see way less of them. We didn't have the second round issue and so on.
I'd rather nerf the stats than have it higher money, just because people will find ways to get it, they'll hold on to it, and if that fails to get a MAC 10, you know, this is good.
I think I lean towards changing the stats, but only because I'm a big fan of. I don't think there should just only be one decision for to do something. There should be an argument for other things as well, but right now there's no argument. If you can get a Krieg, you should use the Krieg. Nice.
Trades on banana. Snacks will hold. I don't know if you can say hold position. Really, he's forced to fall back. He's lost a player. He's lost support. He needs more cover to defend with, to fall back from. Over a minute on the clock. We'll see what FaZe choose to do. Snatchy still holding down the top mid position. Not easy to do. Has to be nervous about Boiler, as you can see, which forces him away just as Cold Zero starts to peak. With no one looking towards mid, what will FaZe's options look like? Where will they choose to go?
Down 3 people, they're going to have to take and work towards the banana here. They do throw a smoke or a nade in the smoke. Little head boost, but sees nothing. Cold Zero is going to be creeping up here. Mishu with a nice counter smoke, and here comes the utility towards this B bomb site.
And here comes the push, straight with the smoke. He's on the other end of it, and looking very easy for Virtus.Pro here. Right. It's not going to go his way. The peak from Snacks is good on the first try. If he had missed, maybe Rain could have tried to do something, but 10 to 10 as FaZe will concede this one. Virtus.Pro can maybe get some momentum off the back of this. They survive with 3 players, which is really nice. 2 orcs included.
And you kind of see what's been kind of working this round for VP. Kind of started working for FaZe last half is the 2-op kind of system. Just holding angles, letting the T's walk into your spots and crosshairs, and just making easy kills. That should have been an easy kill, but Brocky takes out Snack at Banana.
Its injuries down to desperately holds position. Is there a hot flash? I think there was. Indeed there was from Mihu. The only flash he had. Again, Virtus.Pro low on the flashbangs at this point, just 2 on Snatchy over towards the A-bomb site.
That's an insane play. Imagine if PHR dies there. The round's over. So yeah, you guys in support of the craziness. He made it work.
Sometimes you have to be a little
On
spicy,
the pop
man.
flash play.
Yeah, so PHR, he's in a position where he could go back to site, or he could just run in and try to see if he can win back top another by himself. I think there was a flash indeed,
There was a flash from Mihu, yeah, I mentioned it.
but if he fails there, the round is over.
It's good to mix in some crazy riskiness. You can't just be predictable. You can't play textbook all the time, such as high level. Get a little wild.
Well, they're playing retake on B right now. They've got Snatchy in a position where if there is an attack in the B-bomb site, they'll probably smoke CT, which allows him to fall back, go to construction, and hold some position for the retake. So this is kind of like a safe gamble. They don't have the information. They don't want to get the information. They do have a man advantage, but they're going to stack towards A just to make it a little bit easier if there is an attack towards A. If they go B, Snatchy can rotate around to construction after the smokes, maybe get a pot shot in front of the smokes. Beautiful. This is so well played. Oh no, surely not. It's gonna go back for more. He's crazy.
The gap in the smoke certainly helps. Now he's got his angle on the bomb, and Rain will jump through. We've seen a lot of gaps from different teams in that CT smoke, and That's exactly the amount of gap that Snatchy needed to punish everybody crossing.
It's also unfortunate for Nico. He peaked a little bit right before the pop flash. Because if he waited just a second later, that pop flash would have hit Snatchy, that's posted up, and then he was able to swing. But it's those little timings which you got to kind of hit or you get punished at this level.
I don't think any of them had any idea that there was a gap in the smoke there.
Well, that part,
where they
yeah.
jump past.
Yeah.
It won't be obvious from their angle. Although they may wonder, they might realize. I mean, Snatchy is crazy, but there we go.
That was an amazing round from Snatchy and PHR. They're like such an amazing round.
It's not too uncommon for the Operas to kind of sneak what, even though there's a small gap, you can kind of still pop out just a little bit on the right to kind of hit that shot. But the gap did make it a little easier, especially for the when they're trying to cross in the site. It's really easy.
This also just, again, like, I'm just impressed by the play that they did where they take top banana, because it's really risky, but if you make it work, you slow the T's down and you get a kill. It's such a powerful play.
Oh dear.
See you later.
It seems like VP are playing better in Inferno so far. Oh, that's... Oh, he got blunted as well.
Snatchy sees so much avoiding the spray. Look at the flicks. He knows one was towards the arch position. Oh no.
Where did that come from?
Maybe he pulled a pin, died, and it just fell down to short.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah, that's brutal. Nice combo meal deal, but it won't result in a round for FaZe. It'll be Virtus.Pro making it to 12, rescuing the AWP.
Did we catch that? We didn't catch that, that's unfortunate. But that must have even happened. It must have like rolled down the little wagon. I was surprised just fighting against the Krieg in the first place. That did the flash there on me too. Full flash. So you can see on the radar at least. Yeah, that had to be it. That's so crazy. I don't think I've seen something like that in a while.
I feel like the sound is so good in this game. Like with that flick from Snatchy. I mean, tracers give a clue, but I think the directional sound helps a lot as well.
So how come on nuke you can't hear? You don't know what's up or down.
If you turn your head sideways. Right.
It'd be cool if like on Face It, like, you know, you could agree to have just team damage fully on with your team or something.
That's what hubs are for.
I guess so.
Let's talk about hubs, Dan.
Tell me about hubs, James.
You can open your own hub and you can put friendly fire on, or you can play Mythic League in North America that has friendly fire on. Have you tried FaceIt.com, Dan? There's plenty of friendly fire to be had in controlled environments.
Got 800 games, I think. Nice catch from Snatchy. Finds the first one, that tells him a lot. Molly will not slow them down too much. His flowers are fairly fire resistant, it seems. Only the most fire resistant flowers from Inferno. Mihu, nice kills there. Well, Snacks helps up for one. Doesn't seem like FaZe are going to get much grounded. That's a great headshot. Nico. You feel like when you watch him, with all this time and this position, that he could find a way.
He has a deagle.
And an M4.
We've seen him do, yeah, he's got deagle. We've seen him do really crazy things with it. Oh, he just turns before he sees Veggie. I remember that deagle ace on Cash from the headshot position.
Yeah.
That was absolutely wild. He was wilding out with that. That was really crazy. But Virtus.Pro are 3 rounds away from taking the first map. And this is the pick of FaZe. They are, however, no strangers to Mirage, which is next down the pick of Virtus.Pro. But Virtus.Pro, they've won 4 rounds in a row. And again, they're kind of under the radar, really under the radar improving. Again, that nuisance Molotov might be a problem in the mid position. Brokey will try and avoid the Molotov, but he can't avoid Snacks on Banana, who needs a smoke. Maybe it'll come in time. We've got HGs and incendiaries down the bottom of Banana. Snacks can still see. But with that, they'll leave it. Neither of them, PHR or Pitsmax, has a smoke actually to smoke off Banana, so in the weirdest position, they'll take Banana and then leave it because they've got no smoke.
I love this. They've been doing this a lot. They find spots where they play Snatchy. I mean, we saw Snatchy get those incredible 3K, or actually it was 4K on that round in total, but they like to put him on Banana. They don't start him off on Banana, but they'll often rotate him from A to Banana so they can cheat players towards A. And I like this a lot because it's an interesting response to this dilemma of finding information. So instead of finding information, they just try to stack. But the problem is Snatchy can't do stuff like that. you can't kind of go for those solo plays. I think he kind of has to just give up B. And if the team want to make info plays, they do it to top mid where they have 4 people. I think that's probably the best way to go. It's a really weird position for VP because they don't know if anyone's even in B right now.
FaZe has to go back and get the bomb though in T-spawn. It's gonna take a couple seconds. You see VP slowly starting to rotate back to B.
Seven seconds on the clock for the bomb to get planted. Smokes are up on the site, and Virtus.Pro starts to stream in. Last flames are thrown. There's no incendiary for the dark spot from construction. PHR will take the first duel and win it. 4 versus 2 now as we got the last flashbangs coming through. Nico completely blind. There's one more to go. There it is. But they're lining up for him. And surely the Krieg will shred. Nico tracking, but they won't get those final kills. Conceded position, couldn't take it back. And Virtus.Pro moved to 14. I think that's their 5th round in a row. Which means FaZe will have no trouble buying. They'll get 4,200 for the loss of this one. And indeed, that is 5 from 5 for Virtus.Pro in the late stages here on Inferno.
But Dan, you made a pretty good point about Snatchy kind of moving on like some other spots in the map, and I like what VP has been doing on their CT side, keeping FaZe always guessing where the offer is, because Snatchy's in B, Snatchy's in R, Snatchy's in the port side or whatnot, and VP's doing a really good job on after he takes a shot, they rotate him out immediately almost on a lot of situations.
I'm just sad they didn't play retake B with him like before. Just go aggro on A. Had 4 players there. It's a very fast adjustment here from FaZe, going Arch real fast. They want a wrap here, but the block from Mihu just gets the 1. The information's there though. He knows there's only 1 more player. And it looks like even PHR has come out of position to check Speedway just to make sure he's getting flanked. And Nico now reveals his position back towards Arch side, and the seesaw effect begins. Back to the A bomb site, FaZe will go now that Nico's picked up that kill. It's an effective 4 versus 1 on the actual bomb site. Snatchy's in a position where he can effectively leave. That's a good frag. Oh, he gets the second one offered up to him. He is insane. Re-peeking again. He has his teammate to wait for.
Smacks got lost at the same time, which leaves PHR alone in a 1 versus 2. Nico tries to catch him off guard. PHR was just about ready for it. Brokey moves into position with the AWP though, and will deliver that final kill. FaZe finally with a round on the boards. The money's not spectacular either for Virtus.Pro, so this is turning into a really interesting situation just with that round 1 from FaZe.
Yeah, I just don't. This re-peek after the second kill, it just makes no sense at all. It's really unfortunate because if he just stays alive in apartments, they can't really go up there because they have to plant the bomb. They could try, but we could see also the flank was coming in, his teammate was coming in, and he even got the kill. So it's just very unfortunate. It's kind of like the banana play from Snatchy. Snatchy, they would have crushed the round had he not pushed that round, but he got saved by his teammates because they clutched it anyway. But still, got to not be too over aggressive. Got big popper pump now.
Didn't quite make the connection he was looking for. That leaves 3 deagles for Virtus.Pro. And their money's all of a sudden really terrible on most of the players. Definitely a chance for FaZe to turn this around now. Building some cash for the Mac-10 as the point man. Point man, the hype man, the Flavor Flav.
So one thing I have to say, criticizing Snatchy's over-aggressions in some of these rounds is it's one of the reasons why Jame is such an incredible AWPer. Because he knows the spots when to go aggressive, and he knows the spots when he needs to just chill and play smart and slow play. Kind of like we saw Cold Zero showing us earlier as well. the spots where just playing it slow is going to kill the other team, as opposed to trying to repeat constantly and just outskill when your advantage gets significantly decreased once you're constantly repeating the same angle.
That was one of VP's kind of weak spots when we saw last season against, like, when they would lose matches, is because they're over peaking. They're trying to find those infos all the time, and the repeaks and the repeaks and the repeaks. And the times that we see VP win, they cut down a little bit on it. They don't have to repeak every single time.
Of this, again, I like how they're playing Banana. They're doing it in a kind of a slightly unorthodox way. It's been really, really fun to watch.
Uh-oh, Snatchy could be in trouble, unable to get around the corner in time. I don't think he was expecting to eat that particular flashbang, so he was ready for it. Mihu is good for 2 though. What a response! Veggie will fall. Nice off angle from Cold Zero. Gets himself more preferred weapon anyway. Actually better armor penetration on the Gill over the M4A4, but either way he's been fragged. Snacks is alone now, 1 versus 2. Again, the top frag, the top mid peak from Nico. This time he'll deliver the kill, unlike last time he got taken out by PHR and broke out to trade at the end. And now we've had FaZe Clan string 3 rounds in a row together. Virtus.Pro could get pipped at the post here. They're going to have to eco, and really they shouldn't be spending any money at all in this round. So Mihi's going to spend $700, P250, 2 flashbangs.
That was a good call by FaZe on the fast wrap, trying to put some movements on the arch side fast, because usually teams will stack more towards pit or B, and then CT spawns kind of like a rotate, so usually there's less people towards the arch side.
Snacks, Mihu, and Veggie will spend a lot of money in this round. I do wonder if they'll be lacking any grenades in the next one. Really curious to see what the buy will look like, especially considering what the score is. We are really late in the game here.
Yeah, I think they're not having a buy here is really kind of the ripple effect of some of the previous rounds where they won the rounds, but they were a bit over aggressive in spots. And you know, you lose more money than you should, and maybe that amounts to 3 guns, and then that amounts to at some point not having a buy when you could have had a buy. And it's interesting, you know, when you watch some teams are so good at maintaining their economy by playing efficiently in the rounds that they win, that it never seems like they're off of a buy. So
Snack spent $1,000 in the previous round, so he's got AWP and 0 grenades in this one. Veggie's a little short of grenades, but is it worth it to have no grenades in a 14-14 full buy, to have 3 smoke grenades, 3 flashbangs?
Case, yeah.
I'm with you.
Like,
James.
what's the point? What's the point of this? Snacks is alone towards B. He doesn't have a smoke or an incendiary, which he could have. He didn't pick up a deagle on the smoke in the previous round.
You can see though they're favoring this setup again. It's just like the AWPer, solo AWPer playing B retake, and then the other team stacks towards A. But if they do this, you have to be active with the 4 players around A. Make the info plays, and in fact they will rotate PHR already.
The FaZe have to be wondering why there's no grenades on Banana. Why is there no challenge? What is the meaning of this? Well, there's the answer. The AWP is up. PHR now jiggling. He might get 2 out of this. Indeed, he will. A perfect lineup for him. Almost turned into a bait setup. Can't have been expecting a player on the side. But they have taken the sites anyway. It's cost them 2 players. Nico makes his way forwards. This might work out for Virtus.Pro after all. 5 versus 2. The bomb's not even planted just yet. How has this happened?
That's a lot of damage. No one able to get that swing onto coffins in time. Oh dear, Olive Mice will get taken out by the use of incendiary. Cold Zero trying to do what he can, but it's way too much. Finished off by Snacks, and indeed, no utility there. The site was offered up more or less for free, but that one Coffins player, PHR, undid everything.
It's like the smoke is coming too, and if I see the smoke, they peak 2 seconds before the smoke even pops. It's like what's the point of after that?
I know on some maps, like Mirage, you'll see the pro teams peak before the smokes have bloomed on A, for example. And Sean was talking about this, just because the idea is supposed to be that the CTs feel safe in that moment. They're pulling their nades out.
That's good. That's a pretty good point.
But on Inferno, I don't think it's really quite the same concepts.
Also doesn't make sense because they're kind of like running and looking in the wall as they were kind of like running on backwards into B.
Yeah,
And so it's just like 2 easy kills for PHR.
yeah. They had no one kind of able to like swing to attack that position.
I'm guessing they think if the AWP is not coffins and CT, then maybe there's a if there is a CT on the site, it'll be in a place which isn't coffins. But there we go. If they play it wrong, and there's a 2-man spray down for free, then things will fall to pieces after that. So we thought one thing, turned out to be another, and 14-14, it may prove very costly indeed. Virtus.Pro are at such a self-imposed disadvantage in that round as well, but here we are. It's all change. More utility for all. 4 Kriegs and the AK-47 for FaZe. This time we'll see some more utility from Virtus.Pro, although they are quiet towards B once again. Snax is lurking with the AWP. FaZe knocking on the apartments with a battering ram of the Krieg. But Virtus.Pro not really revealing too much information just yet. They're holding on to most of their utility as well, it should be noted.
Astralis pop smoke today. Astralis used to do this a lot.
You with the preemptive push ahead of the grenades. That's such a smart play. The timing is, he just understands the game very well, doesn't he? Fergie will go down. He's done some damage, but I think Mihu's really done too much. He really cut off half of the push here. coldzera fighting tooth and nail to get more damage in, but it's PHR to slow it down. And Mihu, again, with a rifle, he is extremely dangerous. He's proving that in this round. Another triple kill from him so far. There's no position for Rain. He's been tagged by the AWP now as well.
He goes for the shallow smoke. So he might have tried to cut off the arch position. And from above, death will come. Again, Mihu on the CT side, always worth watching demos of, always up to something funky. And you just spoke down about the T's running up and ruining the timing of the CTs with smoke grenades in their hand and so on. And Mihu did exactly that on top mid, which just broke the ramp for FaZe entirely. So it will be Virtus.Pro taking the map pick off FaZe 16-14 here on Inferno.
Yeah, it's such a smart play. It's one of those things where it's kind of hard to explain that, but he just knows, he gets that feeling. It's like, I just know I have a timing right now. And that's from just getting that experience in the game, the hours in the game at the top level. And VP, they had a really strong start in the first half. You know, I think credit to FaZe for the recovery. I think both VP and FaZe had great ideas, but problems as well. But obviously we see VP just seemed a bit more comfortable overall.
Yeah, FaZe just made some mistakes there towards in the game where, you know, a missed smoke a couple times, missed pop flashes in the B take. If they actually hit those kind of shots or those nades, then it probably could have been a 16-14 in favor of FaZe to the VP. So those utilities matter if there's the gaps or the missed flashes or you peak too early before the smokes pop.
Yeah, there was some really brutal rounds there at the end for FaZe Clan, and they will lose their pick of Inferno, but they are no strangers to Mirage, which is the pick of Virtus.Pro, and it's next after the break. We'll see you back here for map 2 in just a few minutes.
Be like Bottle. Build your own community with your very own hub. join other hubs, and play more maps competitively than ever before. Compete for prizes and win FaceIt points just by playing your favorite games. It really is that simple. Join the community or create your own. Only at FaceIt.com. Start your path to pro. Begin your matchmaking experience with like-minded players. Climb.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to CS.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Would you rather stay? I'll watch you be and slowly walk away. I would rather leave. I'll take your heart and wipe it off your sleeve.
Welcome, welcome. We're back. By the way, it is 426 days since we could draw on the map. Don't forget it. It will change every day.
Shame.
It'll change later today. Or tomorrow, I suppose, since it's changed today. That's why this is today. Anyway.
We'll get there.
If you are just joining us, Virtus.Pro won the pick of FaZe Clan 16-14. It was Inferno. It was close. It was a cold start from FaZe in the first half. Virtus.Pro, they strung some rounds together towards the end of the second. FaZe started to turn things around. 14-14 was really interesting for a number of reasons. I think Virtus.Pro spent too much money on Eco and prior, kind of handicapped themselves in terms of having utility for area control. However, FaZe made the wrong play into the B bomb site. PHR got a nice two-man spray down, and it just went on from there. And Virtus.Pro managed to win out again. I think they are kind of, I don't know if I'll use the term slept on just yet, but they are kind of flying under the radar in terms of the progress that they're making at the moment. And I think they'll surprise people. I think that if you're not like a Polish fan, for example, if you're not Polish, I think most people will just write them off. They'll be like, Virtus.Pro, oh, they used to be a team. They used to be something. You know, they'll just write them off. But here we are. They're 1-0 up versus FaZe Clan. And we move to Mirage, the pick of Virtus.Pro. Of course, FaZe are no strangers to that, but they're on the back foot now. So what you're going to do? What do we think? We all picked FaZe, right?
I picked VP.
You picked Virtus.Pro.
I'm part
Yes,
Polish,
of course
but
you
I
did.
do. I mean, we've seen some matches with Snatchy.
Yes.
Just hit ridiculous op shots, like hit 30 kills and just be the best person on the server by far. So I think VP has the talent. They just have to get the kind of their game plan set and make sure that they're on the same page, playing together, and not making these aggressive mistakes that they have in the past.
Over aggressions. So we can see that FaZe are a strong favourite for Mirage, despite it being the pick of Virtus.Pro, despite it being, despite Virtus.Pro being one map to the good. We'll see how it plays out. Of course, FaZe should be a much higher ranked team. I think they're still kind of building and formulating at the moment with the likes of coldzera and Broken. We haven't really spoken too much about Broken. We've spoken lots about coldzera, and he has had the heavy output since he joined the team, so it's kind of an easy comment to make, but perhaps we can focus a little more on Brokey for this particular matchup. The youngster on FaZe Clan has a lot to learn. There's a lot of experience around him. So if it's a good environment, then maybe he'll blossom. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how his identity is on the team yet. So it's hard for me to even make a comment. I think I need to see them playing more with Brokey to understand. He's definitely a great player, but he needs that experience of the players around him to grow. And thankfully, he has got some super experienced players and good good natural leaders around him. So I'm sure he'll be fine over time. I think with FaZe, I just think like some of the calling sometimes it doesn't look amazing. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how that develops, given their comfort now with Cold. Cold does seem to slot in quite nicely. So I'd imagine, with some tweaks and adjustments, they'll find their footing eventually. But I feel like their ceiling is definitely higher than VP's. They just can't quite find it. One thing that's interesting, we were talking about it earlier, is Rain seems to have really disappeared in terms of his level these days versus where he used to be. Because we used to be in the argument as like maybe one of the best, if not the best player in the world for a short period of time.
Yeah.
/ definitely up there in the top 5. But
it's because he's engaged, planning the wedding.
Yeah,
planning the wedding. Spending all his time planning the wedding, not playing. It happened to a Guardian a year ago too.
Well, we've got FaZe on the T side of Mirage here. So FaZe lost the first map 14-16. They'll be looking to start things off nicely on Mirage. We know that it is a favourite of Virtus.Pro. You get to start off on that CT side. And FaZe, are they going to go for a jungle take through the smoke? The
I like it.
flashbang going through that. Indeed they are. Brokey going for the bomb plants. And every one of the CTs going through CT spawn. This is interesting. Everyone gets to swing together against the T side. But you've got to hit the headshots. And they are struggling so badly. Veggie only one left. He needs to get this kill, but he can't, and the knife comes out. He's lucky not to get knifed. And VP, they had a great shot there. They just couldn't hit anything.
Yeah, I like FaZe's kind of game plan to take over the jungle area. A lot of times you'll see teams will do the A smoke execute on T spawn, and some people will push through CT spawn, but it's rare for them to push in the smoke through either
Yeah.
con or the jungle, so it's cool to see a little twist to the A smokes on pistol.
Yeah, I can see theoretically like how that makes sense. That flash, you never expect. You're always going to be looking at the smoke, so you're going to get guaranteed flashed if you are running CTs there. It's pretty cool, sure. And VP try to face middle to get some kills. They get one. FaZe, after that, you know, the exchange is a 4v3. They can group up now, grab the bomb, go to a bomb site together. Because there's only 3 players, you don't have to worry too much about the stack. So you don't need to commit someone to get information. You can just go together somewhere. That is completely fine. If you want to play it the most simple way possible, that's a good way to do it.
And it kind of shows the confidence of VP in terms of, on last map, on second round, on Inferno, they didn't force buy. But this map on Mirage, I think even a harder map to force buy on CT, they force buy. So this shows that the confidence of VP on their CT side so far.
And then going into the stack, this is interesting, because it should be fine, but Snatchy's position makes me a little bit nervous for FaZe, because will they even check it? Yes, they do. You get a little 1.6-esque pop up there to try to make the player who's holding that angle whiff the first couple shots.
I'm sure FaZe watched VP yesterday on this map, and we saw again, I think it was on pistol round, VP played a person up in that spot. So I wouldn't be surprised in the FaZe match notes is to clear that little nook off the balcony. Make sure that they don't get dominated.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a big deal. Like, just the checking of that spot doesn't cost you too much. But what it can cost if you don't do it is it can cost you the round time in the timing that the CT actually is there. So one is actually minutes under, and I like it. One thing that can be really effective is you go under, not to actually focus on going towards B apps, but actually trying to backstab middle. That's exactly what Snax is going to try to do, but he's a little bit slow, unfortunately. It's hard to get the timing perfect. Might still get a kill out of it, though. We'll see. Jumping around here. Just evading Cold Zero. Nicely. Look at that.
Denied. That's almost what happened when I tried to knife Rain in the show match.
What the bomb?
Only to be killed by Death.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. That was
Wait,
really
Dan
close.
killed you?
I should have let you make the knife, in hindsight.
I mean, you shouldn't. It's better when you do it when no one can stop you.
Yeah.
You know, so
You don't want to be
it would have been sick. I was on the team of Olaf Meister. He got fragged. Olaf, I was in connector. Rain, I don't know if he came through connector or he went up to connector and then kind of turned around, went up towards top mid. So I chased him from connector to top mid, all the way almost to ladder room, just with my knife out. With Olaf Meister was fragged, was just watching me, and I was so close to catching up. But I had to go, like, he did a 180, and I had to go around so I wouldn't be in his screen. And I got so close, I was like 1 second away, and then Dan was top mid while I was fighting someone else while I was just running around mid. And
just
shot me in the
by
back.
ruined the party for you.
Yeah, it was hilarious though.
It's so close.
But we've got to stream into the A bomb site. But again, the smoke is up late, and Veggie will get one through the smoke. PHR will take Rain out on the site as well. So we've got a man advantage now for Virtus.Pro. The bomb needs to be collected, it needs to be planted, but the smokes will come and go. We've got PHR and Snacks in CT spawn. There's a rotation towards shorts as well. We can see there's a lurker in Brokey, so maybe he can do something, but they've just lost Nico. So things are going from bad to worse for FaZe, and we might just have a first round for Virtus.Pro on the board, but there's still 1 minute with them to play with. Olaf Meister being really patient in Palace, looking towards jungle. And it's going to have to be Brokey to try and bait someone into moving into a bad position, getting curious, wondering what's going on as FaZe start to get quiet.
Oh, that's annoying.
What?
It's holding there for 1 minute, then the smoke comes.
Was that from CT spawn?
I'm not sure, you know.
I think it was.
Must have been. I don't think there's anyone else who could have thrown it.
Nice little lineup over there.
It actually still has a smoke as well. Well, he's on B, so yeah. Oh no, he's the one in mid, so yeah, must have been. PHR. Well, we've got the push coming in from a ramp. I think time is going to be a severe issue here. How do you attack this position? VP playing it really calm, really patient, trying to do everything correctly. And we'll take down PHR just in time there. Interestingly, Brokey will go down. Yeah, it's definitely a world where PHR, I mean, you can't just wait for the beeps because his teammates had the other side covered, and then there isn't enough time to plant. Almost a chance there, but BP will lock it down.
SG.
I can only guess he was trying to catch a player off guard with an early pick like that. I can only imagine that they're trying to catch them as they're preparing to plant the bomb before the cover is in place. Didn't quite work out. Could have been worse though. Well, Virtus.Pro, they're on the board, but what will they have to fight with in their second round, if you will? Of course, it is round number 5. Snatchy has some loss, so there'll be a pause for a second. And we see all the Kriegs again on the T side. Oh, I had a reply from Stiko. While there's a pause. So I said, RE my suggestion, what if the Krieg was $4,000? I said, it's expensive, but look how powerful it is. And he said, I am supporting theory to rather weaken the weapon and keep it cheaper instead of making it more expensive and don't nerf it. It will just increase skill ceiling as you have to take into account all possibilities for buyers of Ts. $4,000 could make the Krieg a barely bought weapon. I don't think that's a bad thing. Well, I mean, barely bought, I suppose, is like once in a blue moon, which isn't a good thing. But I'm not saying it shouldn't be adjusted, but if you weren't to adjust it, it's like one school of theory. If you weren't to adjust it and you only went for price, then I think it would have to be... It wouldn't have to be $4,000, but above 3,500 anyway. FaZe are moving fast into the A bomb site. We've got the A with smokes, and the smokes are up. But is there one for CT, or are they looking to take it with their numbers? There's no one in CT just yet for Virtus.Pro, but Miku is on the way.
Look at the spray. They've had so many angles covered there. Crossing is certainly not going to happen. And it will be the inverse default to plants. And there's no positioning really here for FaZe. There's a lot on Brokey in this one to make this flank successful. Because I don't know that FaZe can really hold on to these positions. There's a Molotov to worry about, flashbangs, a smoke grenade. Just one smoke on a ramp is going to cause a huge issue. They can smoke out Palace as well if they're unsure of that position. And start from Cold Zero. There's the flank we're talking about. Brokey coming in, and now that's going to create some problems. Oh my goodness! Brokey takes down Snacks' comrade, leaving just Snacks. Going to go for the defuse, comes off of it. Oh, but the cover is there for Olofmeister. Snacks can't punish. Not in time, at least. That second kill from Brokey made such a difference. That kill won them the rounds.
And
Nice
broke
play.
the money for Virtus.Pro.
It's a good play by FaZe. I like the lurk and underpass, just waiting, not making moves, kind of relying on your teammates to hit A, to kind of plant the bomb. You're the last resort. Those 2 kills were big flank kills by Brocky. Brocky.
Brocky.
Broccoli.
That is the most Dan response ever. I love it. For the newer viewers, Dan is a big fan of broccoli and cruciferous vegetables. If you're a loyal viewer of FaZe Broadcast, then you'll learn a great many obscure facts about Dan and I suppose. For Dan, one of those is broccoli. We should make some kind of trivia machine. Dan's favourite type of vegetable is of the cruciferous type. Especially for broccoli.
I like asparagus too.
Asparagus is my favourite one.
How do you like to cook it? In the oven?
I
Grill?
don't like to cook, I like it to be cooked.
I like artichoke hearts.
I just want to eat it. You cook it, I'll eat it. I bought a steamer, didn't go so well. Like a vegetable steamer. It went really bad actually.
It's too soggy if it's steamed.
Yeah, it's just a mess. Well, no, I mean, if someone else steams it, it's great. If I steam it, it's just bad. And the steamer machine goes bad as well. I have to throw it away, got mouldy.
You gotta clean it.
You know, use a... I don't know, someone else can clean it.
You're not very good in the kitchen, Jays.
No, no.
Need to,
I need to work on that.
yeah, or get so rich you just have a chef follow you around.
Brokey, looking to make some money. Oh, he was baited. But it won't cost him too much. He's the scout.
double off coming from VP, the old reliable. We saw Inferno, they started, you know, holding those angles, snatching snacks. Could be pretty good with the AWP. See where they put it on this map.
Yeah, Snacks going into the window using the spawn, or the spawn as some Europeans say. Not the first language, misses the first shot. Ladder room window has been broken as well. Veggie comes in for great support. Again, Mihu is a really good one to watch on CT Mirage as well. Or just in general. I harp on about Mihu a lot, but I will continue to do so. 5 versus 3 for Virtus.Pro. A nice turnaround when they've got quite a deficit. This is a really bad start to Mirage for them. Just like FaZe had a slow start on Inferno, which was their pick. Virtus.Pro have been having a horror on Mirage, which is the pick of Virtus.Pro, but 5 versus 2. This is a great way to respond. That was a tongue-tied sentence. Over to you, Dan.
There's not much really that FaZe can do here. They need to find some kills to get the damage onto Virtus.Pro's economy. That's really the best thing that they can try to do. And VP can play ultra passive setups, which is exactly what they're doing. They're watching for the window boost. They've got Snatchy watching tickets. The only thing really about Snatchy's position is that he's got no coverage from a ramp except that smoke, and no coverage from a swing from Palace. So a lot of exposed, but that's it really. Everybody else is extremely safe, and given the FaZe are only in middle, everything's covered. Everything is covered. There we go. Only one player dead, so that's perfect for VP.
So wild for me to see, because in that round, FaZe kind of just wide swung on the window. And of course, if you're some of the best players in the world, you have that kind of confidence. But just Snacks was just in the window with the AWP. Usually, 9 out of 10 times, that opera's going to hit that shot easily. It's like the easiest shot that an opera can hit is if you get to window and you just wide swing middle. This is wild to see FaZe actually do that in the match.
Virtus.Pro need consecutive rounds now. We've got the smoke up in the window. We've got the smoke up on short. There's a pop flash play again. Mihu will swing now. Ding dong from Mihu, and Nico is eliminated. Flashbang came out of nowhere, but Mihu can't fall back in time. Doesn't have his signature smoke up on short himself, which he likes to play behind. Got a great many highlights copying Mihu's plays on Mirage. And there's a smoke in the window. Minute 20 on the clock, 4v4. The pop flash. PHR goes too deep though. He won't see Rain. Cold, sorry. The flash came from Rain. And once again, it looks like Virtus.Pro may not find that consecutive round.
I like the boost in the window by FaZe. Oh, Olaf decides he's not going to do it. He's going to play kind of on that ledge, little off angle. Maybe late round window sneak. Once his teammates make some presence towards the A. And Cold with a nice kill from the connector. And then there's the flank by Olaf.
That is quite the shocking result for VP. Unfortunately, Snatchy unable to hit what is an extremely difficult shot. Very unfavorable angle. But sometimes you can find yourself in spots on the A's bomb side where you don't feel like there's any good spot to stand. You need to take a fight somewhere. That wasn't the fight, it seems, this time. Snatchy could get an AWP again, and they could actually force it up. Mihu could also get an AWP. Let's see what Mihu's going to grab. He's actually going to drop an AWP, so indeed, he will drop an AWP. So I think this is actually quite a cool way to do it. If you can't afford a lot of nades across the board, if you can get a second AWP, just do it. Because it can be a good way to mitigate a lack of nades.
Right, we've got to play through mid. Virtus.Pro have been repeatedly aggressive in mid, swinging out connector on multiple rounds, and now they go even deeper, trying to make a difference, get that early pick. Mihi will be the aggressor. Not going to work out though, as Nico will punish, and FaZe will look for more response from Virtus.Pro. Just holding position for now. They've got the time to do this. Maybe feeling the desperation from the poles. And things will slow down. Cold Zero's taking care of Palace. Rain is passive with the AWP now that he's low, looking towards T-Ramp. you've got top mid dealt with by Nico, and Olafmeister and Brokey in B apartments, wandering about underpass, looking towards the balcony. So there's no chance for Virtus.Pro to make a forward play, or is there? Snatchy doing exactly that. However, there are two FaZe players coming his way.
This is very powerful. These pushes, if you can get this deep with the orb, is so strong. Unless, of course, they go up top and Nico.
Oh, his gun is obscuring the vision.
My God.
His gun, he can't see it because of his gun. He probably came up on the radar. It's crazy how that works, especially if you inspect the Glock. At some point in the inspection, the gun is like right in your face, and the barrel of the gun you can barely see anything.
Yeah.
So you really got to be careful about when you press F. And there we go. 18 seconds, and it's down to FaZe to plant the bomb, so despite the man advantage as well, it'll be fine because, as we can see, there is a pilgrimage in B apartments from Virtus.Pro. They quietly make their way past the kitchen. And through the closed carpet shop will come Brokey. Once again, commonly hunting, be it with a Mac-10 or a Krieg, although definitely doesn't want to give a Krieg to a player with a CZ-75, so I think they will agree to disagree.
Sometimes when I watch Mihu like this round, it reminds me of like, it's just like he doesn't know he's in a pro game, but he's like deathmatching. Do you know what I mean? It's just like the way that he runs at certain positions to go for kills, he seems so committed.